Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a Cloudy Sheep, and we are playing Rule the Waves, playing as the US, currently in war against France. We are in 1908, so this is still the age of the pre-dreadnought battleships. We still have a couple of them in Northern Europe over here, and there's been one important advance in by the end of last turn, or by the beginning of last turn, I guess. And that is in light ship design. I don't really see where it is. Anyway, it's about the light cruiser protection scheme. Now, if you remember well, we started the game out with the Chicago class over here, which I don't fancy that much. It does have a high number of small guns, but it's not that great. On the other hand, we at some point decided to go with the Des Moines class over here, which we designed to be 22 knots fast with a belt arm and all that. It was a decent ship for its age, but if we do look at the new world of the battleships, the true battleships and battle cruisers, we see that Great Britain right now has the Inflexible, first cruiser battle cruiser of the world, and that alone has a speed of 25 knots. So let's think about a second what we are trying to do with our light cruisers. Of course, right now in the war, a couple of them are in fact set up as raiders. So these guys are trying to hunt down enemy shipping. But we're also trying to have them as a scouting force and just to screen and find ships and all that kind of jazz. So I'm afraid that a speed of 22 knots will not cut it anymore. We should be at least, the very least, as fast as the fastest enemy battle cruiser. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do. So in fact we also have some monthly balance over, so I think it's time to design a new ship over here. Let's clear all, let's pull out the Des Moines class. So because I think overall it was a relatively okay ship. And this serves as a bit of a reminder. It didn't really have a lot of armor, except maybe on the turrets. In turrets it had this 8 configuration, which did give a decent broadside. If you look at the turret arcs, we can see that the broadside was 5 guns, but only one and aft and front gun for chasing. So it was a very decent ship for its age, but it's not current anymore. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick a different armor scheme. We're going to go away from the protected cruiser to the sloped deck over here. So I never really understood the symbol over here, but the idea here is that the deck armor somewhat slopes in behind the side armor. We don't in fact have any deck armor, but that will allow us to change a couple of things as well. We're also going to increase the speed to at least 26 knots. That will put us over our weight limit, but we're also going to change the layout on the turrets over here. I'm going to stick with the 6 caliber main guns because that I think is a very nice format. So we're going to pick the 1, 2 and 3, 4 positions over here, so that at least. That will give us better cover to the front and to the back. Now in fact we have 2 guns able to fire straight to the front and straight to the back, so that's nice, although a broadside of only 2 guns would be very insufficient. So we are going to add a couple of center line turrets that will be able to fire in either direction. That's a bit more efficient, and that is, I guess, the W and the B. Go back. Right. Lovely. Oh, that's a bit weird. Why is this one? Right, so this one has a nice field of fire as well, can even fire to the back, so we have now 3 guns pointing to the back and 3 to either side. So we need at least 2 more to match our previous capability. I don't think there's any more super firing there. So, anything else, it just doesn't really matter. We can put it anywhere. Let's take one midships and one maybe forward center line. Do we have that? C. Yeah, I guess that's one. Right. The funnels and so on, I think I've never really played around with that too much, but and this superstructure, switch on. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It looks a bit better, but this is a bit odd, but I don't care. Right, so this is a very viable ship. It does have the same broadside as before. It can in fact fire more guns to the front and more to the rear, considerably more to the rear. It's most importantly much quicker, still reliable, still long range. So all of that I very much like, but it is overweight a bit, so that's something that I wouldn't want to see that much. But anyway, seeing that it's a scouting ship, I think we can decrease our turret armor, and I'm going to decrease that to 2 and 1 configuration over here. The reason for that is that 2 does count as a gun shield, so that will be slightly better. And I think we are in fact going to increase the speed just a tiny bit, so that we are at least faster than their battle cruisers, because really we wouldn't want to have these guys close to one of their battle cruisers. Right, we are a bit over the weight, and we do have central firing. That's good. 2 positions. All of this looks pretty nice. I still want to retain torpedo capability on the light cruisers, even though it's not too fancy. It's just 1 broadside. Can we do center line ones? No, we cannot, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we are just gonna increase our weight over here till we get to a point where we do have some. I want to retain some capability in case we get better fire control, and we might want to do an update at some point. So that's a bit too much, I think. So maybe a 10% increase is fine. I think that's a good weight. I don't like the odd number, but that's not a reason to do anything really. Oh, I think we could do 5,000 and get an additional aft center line, maybe. Aft center line gone, yeah, like that. So we'd have more broadside capability now, have still a bit of weight remaining. So yeah, all of that looks pretty good. I like it, very nice. We're gonna get a new name. How about we'll get something with E, so that we Reno, Oakland, Tacoma. Oakland, Tacoma. Come on, I'm gonna do 5 more. Yeah, okay. Let's pick Tacoma. Fine, fair enough. Why not? Good ship. Like it. Yes, nice. Yes, in fact, we want to build one, and we're gonna build exactly one because it's gonna draw us into the negatives. Yes, and I know that there's some cost involved with that. Anyway, so there we go. Nice. And we're on our way to modernizing our fleet. I'm still worried a bit about the New York over here that was hit by a torpedo last turn. So... oh, screw you. Yeah, so... New York has been interned in a neutral port. I'm not sure whether we'll get it back. I do hope that we do. Let's briefly look at this. France is commissioning new ships. We are gaining some points for enemy blockade. There are a couple of attacks being thwarted. Italian battleship ready in a bit over a year, so we'll be there earlier. And we can see that here in Guantanamo Bay there is fighting, and the French do have 2 battleships over here. So earlier we were hoping that we could maybe take over the French colony over here. But since this is not the case anymore, and since we are getting into trouble keeping our forces in Northern Europe, you can see a lot of them are developing the star configuration over here. I think what we want to do is take our ships from Northern Europe, except for those that do have problems already, and send you guys over to the Caribbean to help out with fighting there. and prevent the enemy from making any gains. And these guys, on the other hand, we will send over to the... We'll actually send them along to the Caribbean because we do have bases in the Caribbean, and even though they are probably not enough to fix all the issues that we have, that should be fine. And the Arizona is still being fixed on the east coast, the Brooklyn as well, so these guys will stay there. You're considered obsolete, I guess. That's what the O means, probably. Bainbridge, Chicago class, probably. Right, Southeast Asia is fine. Caribbean, you're doing some raiding stuff. And all the other ships in Southeast Asia are there to maybe threaten their colonies a bit more, which I think is fine. That should be acceptable. It would be kind of nice if we were to gain more colonies, especially maybe in West Africa, so that we could station some troops there, or even maybe in Southern Europe. But for now, I don't think that's really viable. So yeah, I think that's fine. We have 80,000 funds left, but that's not enough to do anything really. So let's take a turn. And there we go. The army wants more resources. Do we want to... I think we're going to give up. Or do we? Do we really want to give up funding? No. I don't think we want to give up funding. It's... Ooh, triple turrets. That's nice. Although early triple turrets do have serious problems. Here we go, a cruiser battle off Corsica. I'm not sure why we have a heavy cruiser there, but... Yep, they're not even fighting, so we gain more points. We are on our way to winning, but not decisively so. Over here I think we should now have very much dominance. Let's see what's going on the east coast. Arizona is still so broken. We are going to send both of these guys down to the Caribbean though, because I really would like to keep Guantanamo at bay and not lose anything. Fine, good enough. Let's take our turn. Some raiding, either way. I don't think it's really decisive. Battle, that does look like Caribbean, yeah, Virgin Islands. And in fact we'd estimate that they have a battleship, which they won't, and they decline battle, all the better. And the Rochester is intercepting an enemy ship. That's nice. It's a one-on-one action. That's going to be quick, nice, and very quick, I hope. So, but the Rochester is one of the older Brooklyn class ships, which has only two 9-inch guns, which really is pitiful. But the 16 6-inch guns are hopefully a bit better. Those are torpedo tubes. Oh well, let's see. Let's see whether we spot an enemy. There we go. Wind is coming from the south, so I think we're going to spot max somewhat like that. Let's make sure we see our actual range. Take 5 minutes over here, and let's see what we have here. The Brooks class. 8-inch guns and 7-inch guns. It's really hard to say, right? Our main guns are better, but only by an inch. Their secondary guns are better by an inch, but they do have one less on each side, so I don't know. 5-inch belt armor, 5-inch turrets. Yeah, a bit better armored as well. Well, they are, aren't they? 11,000 tons? No. We're roughly on par, so here we go. Stop. And in fact, of course, take a parallel course. and we're now firing at each other. I think we want to increase the range slightly because we in fact have better guns. But anyway, all of our secondaries are firing as well, so I think that's going to be fine. Right, let's go this way. And we can fix it to the ship. Hit on them with a 6-inch gun. One of our turrets hit. I don't think it's out of commission. No, just hit. They're turning in now. I'm not sure why that is. Seems all of their guns are still working, so yeah, that's good. I think we're gonna go ahead and just keep on going as is, because we are in fact outgunning them nicely. Are they damaged at all? Light damage. Hit on our secondary battery. Doesn't seem like it took out anything though. Yeah, somewhat. No. There they are turning back. Engine room hit. It's not very nice. Right then, let's... What are they doing now? Coming right at us? Maybe a good number of these were destroyed? No, it doesn't look like. Why would they want to turn about like that? Oh well, we'll use the couple of shots that we get on them. Like so. And then we have to sort of... It's going both ways really. We're seeing medium damage on them. Ooh, our structure. 6 medium hits on us as well. Yeah, we're not doing so great. But at least tactically we are now in some way crossing their T, so I think their front gun won't be able to do anything, whereas we now can use everything we got, including our secondaries. Scoring some more hits on them. How fast are they? 20 knots, so are we. We do need to get a bit more parallel. Yes, I figured that we'd be running low. Now there's... No, 15. Has our speed fallen? Why is our speed fallen? Speed. Can you go faster? For some reason you can't. Not sure why. They have suffered quite a bit of damage though, so... And another hit. But they're seeming to run away. I think our damage prevents us from... Pardon, from closing in. Oh, but there's an island. Too bad for them. I'm gonna go down slightly because I think they're probably running away across here. So that means we can go in fact like that. Because sooner or later they are gonna run closer to us again. So here we go. They need to close in on us again. How far away are they? It's no, not enough. And we are not fixing ourselves, so in fact they are now firing on us. Rochester turret jam. So let's make sure we are getting off our broadsides. Not sure whether we hit them or they hit us. Stop. Okay, that's interesting. Come on, do some damage. Also, what is it? The status of our guns. Ammo is really starting to run low. That's crossing here. Keep them boxing towards that square. Not. Damage 16% on us, light damage on them, whatever that means. How's damage looking? Structure is really bad now. 13 medium hits. I think this gun is out of ammo. Our ARF gun still has some secondary guns. We do still have some rounds left, so how are you looking? We don't really know. But at least all of the guns are working, which of course is bad. Yeah, I Here you go, come on. I think we have to... Armor is depleted. At least the ARF turret should have some possibility to still shoot. Hit them, but... Oh! Torpedoes! They're firing torpedoes. Come on. How's ammo looking? Yeah, but the wind is... Four more armor piercing shells, I think, and that's it. That would have been a really nice hit. If that torpedo had hit, of course we'd be winning this engagement. can be indecisive, although, you know, it's going more hits. Heavy damage. Oh, 9-inch hit. They're slowing down considerably now. Well, maybe it means something. Is it still showing heavy damage? Yes, it is. Probably they are running out of ammo. And as I say, you know, they're turning so often and so quickly that these are not going to hit. Yeah, just one high explosive shell. Definitely. Secondary battery hit. Pass. No, this is really indecisive, so and our speed has in fact fallen again, so let's run away. Too bad, but would have been nice, but our secondary ammo is really not is much worse than theirs, so yeah. Can't argue with that. Let's go up to very fast speed just to make sure that, yeah, it's back over. They suffered heavy damage, we suffered medium damage. It's still a minor victory, so let's not fret about it too much. Yes, let's keep the scenario. We're getting some points, good to see. Our forces are resisting, Russia is raiding, West Africa. West Africa? Who's in West Africa? The heavy cruiser. Okay. Alright. North American East Coast, everyone is in the Caribbean, and people seem to be doing fine, except of course the Rochester. This San Diego, some foreign station in West Africa now, it has poor crew quality. So you, my friend, will probably need to be replaced by our other San Diego class. And I do believe we have two. Oh yeah, the San Francisco. Southeast Asia, we are going to put you on foreign station and we are going to take the San Diego and move it over to, put it to the active fleet and put it over to the Caribbean as well, because that's just next door. And that still fulfills our tonnage on foreign stations requirements. Everything here is under construction. We still have 500,000 left. So in fact, I'm going to build another light cruiser of the Tacoma class. There we go. Whatever. Oakland. Yeah, I guess that was premeditated. Okay, half a year till our true battleships get online. Let's see what we can take until then. And there we go, at a discount. Yes, we will take that offer, even though we know even though that will really put us down on the financial drain, but we might just as well cancel the Oakland now, or at least put it on hold. Fire control. Gradual national accurate improvement by fire control computer, nice to see. Triple turrets, so that is a thing now. Yes, we know that you're on the way to understand that because you just invented that in fact. And here we go, because we withdrew all of our forces to the Caribbean, we now see a French enemy coastal raid over here. This is the last thing that I'm going to do in this episode. and it's probably not that interesting. So because it's only small action, and you know, if this was more into the video, then I would say I just skip it this way. You guys can decide whether you want to skip ahead to the end of the video, or whether you want to see this small little action. But there will be nothing in this video after this engagement. So let's see if we can find an enemy and stop. Oh, that's a merchant division. And see if we can find someone, whether we can make use of our so many torpedo tubes, and maybe get off a nice little torpedo attack, but I'm not too psyched about that. Right then, small ships actions. French might have something bigger in stock, but we never know. There we go. Ultra fast over here. Not much to see so far. Night is approaching at some point. Why is it going to normal? Probably because there's some engagement somewhere. But I don't know where. We haven't got any ports, have we? Nope. Ah, yeah. There we go. Southwestern course. Nice. Go ahead. We will be steaming over here. 4 heavy cruisers, that's probably exaggerated, but you never know with these merchantmen what they report. We will be taking that chain smith. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. So there we go, there's the unidentified ship. It's a destroyer. At least that's what I think it is. Yes. 2 3-inch guns, 4 2-inch guns. We've 4 3-inch guns, so yeah. They nearly have torpedo range. It's funny. Good first hit on them. Limited by coal bunker, yes! So the coal bunker on the destroyer, which is really just like a couple of tons. It's good to see. But we are scoring a good number of hits on them, and I think there's a bit of different smoke in there, so it might even be on fire, which of course would be very lovely to see. Pairs rejoined, so there we are again. No further hits so far, but at least we are still outgunning them. Occasionally. We do need to catch them. I'm just going to let it run. There's no point in taking too many breaks over here. Maybe we can. Destroyer. They sunk one of our ships, but they failed their target. We got ours. It's a minor victory, although, yeah, definitely worthwhile. Yes, leave the scenario, gain a couple of more points, good to see. Resisting. Enemy gained points for blockading us. For blockading us. Absurd. Okay, so but I said I wanted to put in a cut in here, so I'll do that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll deal with that blockade next time. Thank you. Bye bye.